Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, you wouldn't expect this coming from the Ukrainians, so I suspect that the situation is even worse than the one they report. They tell us somehow that the Russians are advancing on three settlements, and they will not say anything about the Kupyansk BS. They're approaching Kupyansk in the north as well, in the north of where these guys are. Kupyansk is far east, let's put it this way, in Ukraine. So I will show you on the map, and I will just read you the first, let's say, just the title and then the first paragraph of this article, and then I'm going to go and show you on the map where the Ukrainians are claiming that the Russians are advancing. Can you believe this? I think the situation is even worse. But hey, let's start with the article first. This is from Ukrainska Pravda. It is from today, August 21st, 2023. Russians advance near three settlements. Okay, and they say here, the settlements are right here. The Russians are advancing near Klishchivka, Marinka, and Novomikhailivka in the Donetsk Oblast. So let's see where those guys are. So we have this, obviously the map coming from the Russians. This is Kupyansk here. This is where we already know the Russians are advancing close Kupyansk, and they are in Sinkovka. I covered that earlier today in the morning, that the Russians are advancing here. And the Ukrainians do not defend it. So they backed up here. Or backed off, however you want to call it. So let's see where these settlements are. Now the settlements are not only here, the settlements are by Marinka, right here. Supposedly this is the area where the Russians are advancing in Donetsk. And so here and here. Remember, this is Ukraine's front. But we also have not only around Marinka, but we have by Artemovsk right here, which is Bakhmut. So it's actually, let's put it here. And then we get Bakhmut right here, where supposedly the Russians were losing. And then we got Marinka area. So let's go to the first one. They said it's clear that Marinka is clear. We know what that is. Marinka is right here. And then we're going to go to this area, which is the next one is Novomikhailovka. This is between Vuhledar, Marinka, and this is Donetsk. So it's in between. Marinka is right here, actually. So here is Marinka, right here. We have this little village here. And this is where Donetsk is. So it's south of Marinka, straight south. And let's say a little bit northeast of Ugledar or Vuhledar. So they would be on the map right here. Donetsk, Marinka, south of Marinka, Ugledar is right here. So this is where they're advancing. They're advancing in Marinka. They're advancing in this area by Ugledar in this area. And the third one was this one, Klishchivka. Klishchivka is south of Bakhmut, right here. So it's in the south of Bakhmut. Remember, the Russians advanced north of Bakhmut. They took Bakhmut, north of Bakhmut, south of Bakhmut. Then the Ukrainians indeed pushed them back straight like that, north and south, and now it seems like the Russians take back what they lost with the Ukrainian counteroffensive. So let me show you show you this on the big map. This is Artemovsk right here, which is Bakhmut. Oops, it's changing shape, as you can see. It's going like this again, like this little thing. All right, but it's smaller in proportion. So Artemovsk, Bakhmut. So they are going here, this way, in the south. They are advancing in the south. And probably in the north in the future. So we have actually, on the whole front is collapsing. We got this, right, in Kupyansk. Then we get here Artemovsk or Bakhmut. And then we have Marinka area. So 3 points. Instead of these guys saying Russians advance near three settlements, they should say Russian advance on the entire front. 1, 2, 3. North, middle, or up, middle, and down. And here is where the Ukrainians supposedly will break their They said they broke the first line of the Russian defense, which I cannot confirm because I'm waiting for more information on that one. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. So anyway, here it is, my friends. The Russians, it seems like they are on the offensive and not the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians will receive those F-16s probably when the war is over. I'm just kidding. But there's a big problem with all these things. If the Ukrainians are reporting it, that's the big problem. Well, I will keep you posted. I will make another video after this with an update from the Ukrainian front. The Russians came back from fishing, the guys from Sputnik, so they updated their site. So now I can use their part of the lie, not only the Ukrainian part of the lie. Okay, so I'm gonna lie you from both sides, as I always do, Ukrainians and Russians. Okay, so we are how do you call it's ethical or what is it? Inclusion, equity. It's equitable. Yes, inclusion, diversity, equity. I have to remember by that bullshit. So yeah, it's equitable. I'm gonna use both of them. So you're gonna be like, oh, because they're all gonna be like hardly overlapping their stories. This is from Ukraine, what I just said. So that's bad. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.